All right, so again, the United States has completely shown its true colors and completely played everybody when it comes to releasing all of the files when it comes to the Jeffrey Epstein case. Now, everybody already knows Jeffrey Epstein did not kill himself in prison. He was running underground operations, moving girls, smacking hands with the highest of elites, and running these prostitution rings. When he was busted, the first time, the United States ended up putting him on probation, giving him some weak sentence that was completely out of this world. The deal was just super crazy. Luckily, these days, we got people who actually do real journalism like Candace Owens. And Candace Owens went nuclear on Jeffrey Epstein and the DOJ and a lot of the details that people do not know about this case. Now, Candace has a lot of topics that I don't agree with, but you cannot dispute the fact that when she gets her teeth into something, she will not let it go. And she does some serious research on any story that she puts out. And that's one thing that I can admire about her, even though I might not agree with her on a lot of different topics. But when it comes to stuff like this, comes to topics on Israel, she needs to be protected because she is putting out truth and facts that nobody is willing to say. And she completely dug into this story. So I'm just going to give you a little bit of clip of a video that she put out, but I do highly suggest that you yourself go and watch it, and you can go back and look at all of the data and facts that she puts out and kind of verify it for yourself.
We have got to start with Jeffrey Epstein. And I'm sorry that I'm smiling about this. It's just getting so ridiculous. It feels like the evil people are now laughing in our face. And there's so much that has happened, and I feel like a lot of it that happened way back in 2007 and 2008 isn't really known to the wider public because we went through this phase where the left and the right, we hate each other so much, way too much to appreciate the bigger picture that was happening in the middle. So I'm going to slow everything down for you so you can truly appreciate how absurd this story is. First and foremost, and this is my favorite part of the Jeffrey Epstein story, is that he is a man who became a billionaire. And the strangest part about his billionaire status is that nobody knows how he became a billionaire. Yeah. They can't tell us that. That's my favorite part of the whole thing is just like Chris, my editor, mentioned earlier, you don't pay 8 cents of tax money. And they'll be like, right here, my friends. You shorted the government 8 cents. But Jeffrey Epstein, we don't know where he got his billions of dollars. The real story actually begins with a man named Donald Barr.
So we're just going to leave that right there for you because I really want you to go and watch Candace's video because she gets super deep into this topic. And I'm pretty sure that she got tons of other information and facts that she's going to end up putting out about this story. Now that the DOJ has officially said nothing happened with the death of Jeffrey Epstein and there is no client list that they have, it does not exist. They completely showed their true colors when it comes to this case. Why? Because he was probably a CIA asset. He probably worked for Mossad. He has all of these ties all across the world. So the people who are involved in this conspiracy are just too big to fall. So right now we're going to take a look at the actual press release that Caroline Lovett has just put out regarding this case, and we already know where she stands.
Caroline, the DOJ and FBI have now concluded there was no Jeffrey Epstein client list. What do you tell MAGA supporters who say they want anyone involved in Jeffrey Epstein's alleged crimes to be held accountable?
This administration wants anyone who has ever committed a crime to be held accountable. And I would argue this administration has done more to lock up bad guys than certainly the previous administration. And the Trump administration is committed to truth and to transparency. That's why the Attorney General and the FBI Director pledged at the president's direction to do an exhaustive review of all of the files related to Jeffrey Epstein's crimes and his death. And they put out a memo in conclusion of that review. There was material they did not release because, frankly, it was incredibly graphic and it contained child pornography, which is not something that's appropriate for public consumption. But they committed to an exhaustive investigation. That's what they did, and they provided the results of that. That's transparent.
So, as you can see, the White House has basically took their stand. They are backing this play 100%. So somebody can get, incarcerated for a crime, but there is no buyers. Nobody bought these girls. There was no client list. There was no flight logs. Nothing that can be released out of all of these people that Jeffrey Epstein has been shaking hands with for the past 20, 30, 40 years. And this is another video here of them saying they have no client list for the Jeffrey Epstein client list or flight logs.
Attorney General Pam Bondi, back in February, was asked if the Justice Department intended to release a list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Bondi saying this.
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
So 1 second, they got all of these files. They got all of these videos. They got the clients list. They got the black book. But they were instructed basically to sweep this under the rug like they do everything else. So everybody been sitting around. A lot of people strictly voted for Trump for the simple fact that this information was going to get released. Like the Epstein files, the JFK files, Martin Luther King, all of this stuff was supposed to get released. And look how far we are into the administration and nothing has happened yet. It actually got buried even deeper. And everybody thought Kash Patel was going to be the guy that was going to come in there and that was just going to end up releasing all of this, that maybe the FBI was blackballing him and, he couldn't get his hands on the files. But as you see, bought and paid off just like everybody else. And so everybody know if he put this out, his career is over and he is completely out of the administration. So he's playing ball just like everybody else.
Who are you going to get
So
that?
for instance, who is currently holding, this is way off the topic, but who has Jeffrey Epstein's
Black Book?
Black Book?
FBI.
But who? There's
that's under direct control of the director of the FBI. Just like the manifesto from the Nashville school shooting of the Catholic school.
Yeah.
We still haven't seen that, right? It's not the Nashville police or PD saying we don't want this out. The FBI airmailed into that operation and said, this is not getting out.
And look, as you see, out of his own mouth, the FBI has all of this stuff. Now, he was putting it off on somebody else, the FBI director, but now he is the FBI director. So we still get nothing. So this actually shows you how corrupt, how much pedophilia, and how controlled the United States are by outside parties. I want you guys to do your own research on this. Do not let this one just get pushed up under the rug. If you found this video interesting, you sick of it the way that I am, like, post it, and share it. I'll see you on the next one. The Red Wire Today.